What's up, fam? This your boy DCPRT, and I just had my biggest profit day of $34,000. That's just awesome. I will tell y'all my thought process and everything I did. Had questions on why I got in pre-market and other things. So let's get into it. First of all, I'm gonna show y'all my entries and exits. I'm recording on my other computer. I made all my trades and my and everything on my other computer, not this one, but I'm about to leave out, so I just had to make this quick recording and give y'all guys a video to look at. So okay, I got in pre-market. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all my commentary I posted on Twitter and my entries and exits on the chart. I said short pre-market DFBG at 630, small starter. I like where it at. I rarely trade pre-market. So as y'all remember, I traded this stock last week. So I'm kind of familiar on how it trades, and looking at the past history, I figured it was going to fade. Like last time it faded during pre-market. I'm going to show y'all that chart. You see, the stock faded pre-market, and it pretty much faded all day. And this is stock I made $7,800 on, and I think I made a video on this one too, a live video on this one. So yeah, I figured it was gonna fade, so that was my plan. And looking at this chart, this was the previous resistance. So the top was 694, and the support was at like $6, and it had some resistance, and pretty much resistance was 694 through like $6, right? So that's why I got in, and I was basing these highs right here too. So when it came down on my VWAP, as you can see right here, came down on my VWAP, it spiked up, and I wanted to get short into that strength right there. I seen, figuring it would fade back down, so I got in, I think 620, and then I added up here at 640, I think, but the average was 630. I didn't tweet these separate entries, I just tweeted the overall entry, and that was 630. So my average was 630. It spiked up. I wasn't worried. As I told y'all, the resistance was the highest resistance of that previous day that it spiked big was at 694. So I was just gonna let it work. And I had a small side too. It came down, and then when the open came, I hammered it at 630 and added at $6, thinking it would just fade off. So I said, let's go DFBG. I'm looking to make big money today. Short 630 now, looking for a big add. That's where I was short right here on a short average of 630 pre-market, and then I added at 6. So I added right here at 6. At the time, my profit line was at 530, and I said I would be looking to cover at $5. So At that time, my profit line was right here, and as you can see, is at 530. So that's what I was looking to cover at, if it ever got there and touched it. And that made my average 614. So I said, let's go. The stock was heading down at 570, so I'm thinking it's just gonna fade. But then I started seeing it curl up, and I said, if the stock gets close to 6, I may cover. If not, as in like if it don't reach 6, I'm holding to my profit line at 530. It's still at 530. And then I tweeted cover at 6, like I said, looking to re-enter. And this is when I seen this curl, and I covered right here at 6, right here. And as you can see, like I say all the time, I still respect the stocks. I still respect it, and that's what keeps me on my toes. Because as you can see, it came under my VWAP, right? But then it started curling up. And y'all can look at my previous videos. I always say, if a stock goes under my lines and then it start curling up in like a grinding like type mode, it's gonna spike. And I don't say this, I think I said this 1,000 times, and a lot of those times, look what it do. It spikes. It spikes like a motherfucker. So 8 times out of 10, I pretty much know what it's gonna do when it breaks my lines. My lines are very powerful, and when I see that, it helps me get the fuck out. You know, it helps me get out. So that's what I did. I got out when I seen this little grind mode, and it started getting in my lines like this. I got out. I like, screw this, and I got out right before it just started taking off, right? But at the same time, I'm like, this stock not gonna keep going up. It's gonna fade back down. That was just a short squeeze, right? And like I told y'all, the last time I traded this, the resistance was at like 690 something. So it went all the way up, damn near close to that previous resistance, like a week ago. And once I seen it keep rejecting right there, that resistance held up. So I started loading up around that area. And that's where my big trade came in at. See, I started just getting in right here 3 times. Up here, and my average was 670. And then it just tanked. And then it halted, and then I was super confident. I was like, there's no need to cover at my profit line because I know it's gonna tank lower, right? So as you can see, it comes all the way down to my profit line. It bounces off my profit line. That's where I'm supposed to take profits at. But since my entry is so great, and I know pretty much the stock not gonna come back, I'm gonna hold, you know. And before the squeeze, I said, boy, I'm glad I dodged that squeeze. I read that squeeze because it curled back up my VWAP lines. It helps me reach it. So that's what I was telling y'all, like, once I said grind in action up on my lines like that, and volume starts to come in, I get out, because 9 times out of 10 it's gonna squeeze like this, you know. And that's really one of my long strategies right there when it does this. But I was short, so I was already short. If I was already out of position, I probably would have went long right here and just covered like in a quick pop, you know, and then got back short. But I was so focused shorting this thing that I wasn't even thinking going long. But that is one of my long strategies, because I know it spikes big once it curls back up past my lines like that. as you can see, I said reshort at 670 after that big spike, and then started falling apart, and I said let's go. Then I said if it can break past my VWAP, it's over, I think. And once it broke right past it, it was over. That's why I say it was over, because once it breaks over, it should stay up. But if it comes back down through it, it's gonna fall apart, because you got all these dip buys right here, and all these chasers right here. So if they see a stock going down like this, they all gonna panic sell. And then once it crack back past the VWAP, it's already hard for the stock to break my line. So if it breaks back down under it, it's pretty much not gonna pass it again. So that's why I felt very confident when I said that. If it can break past my VWAP, it's over, I think. My profit line is at 540 now, so my profit line has risen up, and as you can see, it's at 540 at that time. It may go up and meet it. Like I was saying, my profit line might go up more to meet the stock, but looks like the stock came down to meet my profit line. Wherever my profit line meets the stock at, I'm looking to take profit. And then I said, wow, did DFBG just halt going down? And that's where it halted. Now I'm feeling confident. Now I don't want to take profits at my profit line, because I'm figuring that it's gonna, go lower. And then I said I'm in big at 670. Then I started, seeing how big I was, and then I had a perfect entry. I was like, this is gonna be my biggest day ever. And then when it resumed, it came down right here. I said it's fighting my profit line. Should be covering here at 540, but I'm looking to cover at $5 or 520. I think it has more downside. So I think it was here at the time. And then I said it broke my profit line. This can really get ugly now. Still holding. Okay, it broke it. Still didn't take profit. Well, I took a little profit. I didn't mean to take it, because my hand was on the trigger to get out at $5. And I got out some at 520. I didn't mean to cover right there, but I mean, oh well. I covered some. It was a very small amount. I covered right here at 520. Then the stock started grinding up. Right here, start grinding up, and it had a little gap fill to fill right here, because it halted down. Normally stocks, come back up or down to fill a gap, and that's what I figured it was doing right here. So I said it might be going for that gap fill it made when it halted down. Once it does that, it should fade, still holding. My average is so good, I can just chill and sit back and let it work. But 520 is my target to cover at that pre-market support. Then I said that the stock was riding my profit line. It was riding it right here. Then I started seeing it crack. Then I said, there you go, come to pop up. And then I started getting impatient, and I said, I'm tired of waiting. I'm gonna cover, and that's what I did. Cover the rest right here on this big drop right here down, and cover the rest. And as y'all can see, I kept calling the 5 the 520 range out to cover at, and as y'all can see, this stock came right to $5 and bounced all the way back up. That would have been a perfect exit, but y'all see how I called that out way before time. And like I said, you don't even need my lines for this. Sometimes you can just use just regular like fundamentals and technical analysis. I just seen the previous support right here at $5. Around this range, it's 5 to 520 range. All I seen was that, so I figured it was gonna probably bottom right there, and that's what it is. So that's all, man. It was just past experience with the stock, you know, the previous way it moved, and I was just going off of that for today, you know, thinking it was just gonna fade like it did last time. Previous history is a big key way I trade, and you know, my VWAP lines and support and resistance lines, all that play a major role, and my timing sales. Put all that together, and that's where the idea comes at. That's where my entries and exits comes at, and that's where my plan comes at. When you factor all those things together, you get a month to trade like that, and you finish up $34,000. That's how you do it. So if y'all have any questions, just comment, ask me a question, anything, I'll reach back. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on that notification bell for more new videos. And oh yeah, I'm gonna upload my blog on how 90% of traders fail in a positive way. Everybody has something negative to say, but I look at it in a positive way, and you'll understand what I'm saying when you read my blog. But I'm gonna make a video going over that blog and just reading over it to help y'all understand it more on my perspective on how the market works. So that's about it. See y'all tomorrow. Let's bank.